Good morning, fools. Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast presented to you by Music Never Stopped. I'm your host, Clint,
I'm your co-host, Chloe.
and he's back.
He's
We're all jammed up and we're ready to blast. It's time for Clint Chloe's Music Podcast.
he's back again. Sir Alex Bazemore is on the podcast. He didn't get the 100th episode, but it's okay. We recovered quickly.
Yeah, I mean, with the planning of the holidays and everything, it just kind of happens.
It gets hard.
And
Yeah.
with the set, too, like, no one probably even noticed anyways.
Yeah, come on. It's our rules. It's our time, baby.
Our rules, yeah, we make the rules. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, speaking of holidays, I have a topic I wanted to discuss that for some reason I had overlooked it.
Can we wait till the back end or do it now?
I don't know.
It's up to you.
I guess we can wait.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the fifth time Alex has been on.
Podcast King.
Podcast King. These ones are always funny. Him and I both have a hard time staying on topic, so we kind of go all over the place. We got little squirrel brains. it seems
Typical
like.
with most conversations with Alex, they do end up all over the place.
Yeah, but it's a fun one, and yeah, we get into a little bit about Jeff Austin. Oh, I want to talk about the post I made about the bluegrass, the keys, and
Oh, the Tommy post?
people were getting
Hot,
fired
hot,
up about
hot.
that.
Yeah.
There's like over 100 comments on that.
Tommy was right about it being a hot take because the people were divided, I will say. People
there
were
was
divided.
no consensus. It seemed like.
If you don't have Instagram or don't follow us, go do it now. But we made a post the other day. It was a quote from Tommy from the Tommy and Jason podcast. And he said that he believes that keys belong in bluegrass.
What's your take on it?
So if we're talking from a traditional sense, I don't think keys belong in bluegrass. However, I love jamgrass.
Mm-hmm.
They belong in jamgrass. Everything belongs in jamgrass.
That's where I'm kind of too. Is bluegrass is a thing rooted in tradition. So maybe it should stay, but having it. But then you said is. People kept saying green sky's better with Holly Bowling.
Yeah.
But is green sky just bluegrass or are they jamgrass, you know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird gray area, but music also evolves.
It was funny because I do think there were a couple people that got a little it scratched the wrong itch for him. There were
Yeah.
some people that took kind of offense to it.
But I feel music evolves and if you're going to say traditional bluegrass, then no, because then
Yeah.
bluegrass can evolve into this thing where it has keys, I think.
But so music can evolve, but traditions never die. That's why they're traditions.
So it's
So
traditional
is
bluegrass.
Yeah, but
Because it's not bluegrass when Billy Strings redoes Whirly Pig is Going and there's pedals and stuff. That's not traditional bluegrass, but it's a traditional bluegrass song.
yeah, but that's not in a traditional bluegrass manner. That is then jamgrass. You can't. I agree. There was someone that said that you can't call it bluegrass if it's not keeping with the tradition. Hi, Sam. I think there was someone that said that, and I think that's where I stand. Where
Okay.
you can't call it bluegrass if you make a change to it because bluegrass is rooted in the tradition, and it's a strings accompaniment.
I don't know if that's the word. I know
And,
the word you're going for.
Yeah,
But
it's string something. And if you
if nothing changes, everything stays the
if you throw
same.
drums in it, it's not bluegrass anymore, is it? You may play a bluegrass song, but you're not playing it traditionally. What do you think, Sam?
I don't know, they had to put things in boxes.
That's what I
Let's
said,
not
yeah.
put things in boxes.
Labels are just created. The dot's not real.
Oh God!
The distinction between bluegrass and anything else doesn't even exist. Bluegrass as a thing is just made up.
We
can't-
gave it the
You
name.
can make rules that made up
Words
things.
don't exist.
It's not anything.
We shouldn't be having conversations.
Put a
about
drum in
it.
it. Put a drum in it. Take a drum out of it. Never let a drum in it.
That's my thing. Is traditional. If you're gonna call it traditional, that's. But if you everything's just traditional then, and
No, I think I get what you're saying. So you are pro keys in bluegrass. You are pro let bluegrass.
evolve. I mean,
Evolve,
then don't
yeah.
use pedals in bluegrass. I guess if you're doing See, yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like you can
I can see both
manipulate the
sides.
conversation so much to make it be what you want it to be. I feel like.
Yeah, I can for sure see both sides. I stand personally that bluegrass is traditional, and if you deviate from that,
But is it traditional or just traditional bluegrass is traditional? Because everyone.
but it wasn't traditional bluegrass when it became a thing, right? We are the ones that altered the bluegrass to become non-traditional. You know, I think we were talking the other
I
day.
didn't
You
do
said maybe
anything. I
it
didn't play the
started with,
music.
like,
I didn't do any of this.
Where did jamgrass start? I think we were talking the other day that it might have been like
John Hartford,
Yonder-ish.
Newgrass Revival, into Yonder, like
So John Hartford is
he
what
kind of
we're
like
saying.
did a spin on it at first. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like that's kind of where it became like a little bit more unique.
He started playing with
Flared, yeah,
tones
I guess.
and-
And I
yeah.
think people too at first didn't like that. Like they thought that was like an abomination.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it's like
So-
the evolution of it, and yeah, I just think that people are like, bluegrass doesn't have that. Bluegrass also didn't have people using a bunch of pedals, and it didn't have a crazy light show in the back of it. But we're okay with that now.
So if I were to set out 3 bowls, I've got M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and caramel M&Ms. Do you point to every single one of them and say they're just M&Ms, or do you add the beginning word?
They all are M&Ms though.
I know, but it's all bluegrass, right? There's a little spin to it. Do you just go, they're M&Ms? Did you go, these are M&Ms, these are peanut M&Ms, these are caramel M&Ms? There's a little spin to it, you know?
But it's still all M&Ms, right?
Yes, yeah, and it's all still bluegrass.
Okay,
Correct?
I can agree with that. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
You did it! Analogies! Alex loves analogies.
He does. So that wraps us right into this interview. It's fun to talk about the things that were going on though in the previous episode.
I agree, yeah.
We'll definitely have another one with Tommy and Jason though too. That one's doing. People really seem to like that one.
Yeah.
And like I
yeah.
said, pillars of the Asheville community, just
And I
like Alex
think-
Bazemore.
Yeah, and I think that Jason could talk for days.
Yeah.
Truthfully, he's got so much knowledge that I want to tap into. But so does Alex. So
So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Interview with Alex Bazemore.
Honey, you're listening to some all jammed up.
We dropped the ball though.
We dropped the ball. They dropped the ball.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. Oh yeah.
The good thing is though is like since we transitioned from like
What did we drop the ball on though? We didn't say.
it was supposed to be episode 100, but I was out of town, then you were out of town.
We were just like we both FaceTimed each other at different points. Like
I don't even remember FaceTiming you.
I remember FaceTiming you, but I remember you FaceTiming me the first time, and you were like, "Chloe's super lit. I'm good."
And then you called me back a few minutes later, and I was hammered.
No, then you texted me the next day, and you were like, "Full disclosure, I was shit faced."
Yeah, that was
But
bad.
in the moment, you were like, "I'm the man." You were like, "No, you were on top of your shit." You literally called me to hit me up about the 100th episode. You were like, "We need to do it," and I was like, "Yeah,
I like that
I'm
I
out
get
of town.
drunk like that, and I'm like, time to schedule some podcasts.
No, I've been a victim of that as well in my own business charades."
It is funny because like you get all messed up, and you're like, you think about it, and you're just like, I gotta take care of this right now.
And I think sometimes you like get anxious and like hesitate on a day to day, where you're like you almost like the procrastination brain thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll get a little buzz and you're like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna text him about like, oh, that's Gene. Like, yes,
Yeah.
reaching out right now.
This is the first one we've done just the two of us in a while though.
I know. I thought about that earlier.
Because the 50th we did, and that was like with Hannah and everybody else.
Everybody else.
And then we did one with Jackson too. And then there was the last one we did, just the two of us, where we drank all those mimosas at like 11 in the morning.
Yeah, that one was lit. That was fun.
That
I don't
was-
really remember that one.
I feel like, I guess we did drink like a bottle of champagne each.
Yeah, I was gonna say we didn't drink a bottle. We drank 2, but
Was it two?
one each.
One each, yeah,
So,
yeah. So how was the holiday? How was the New Year's?
It was fun, man. I went up to Maryland and hung out with my girlfriend Ellie and her family.
Shouts out Ellie. She got Chloe. I got a sick shirt from Ellie for Chloe for Christmas.
Yeah, her tie-dye company, Sleepy Toad Tie-Dye Co.
With the bear on it.
You got the one with the dead bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I saw a picture of it.
I was bugging out. I was like, I don't think this is gonna fit her because she doesn't really wear like tight clothes. And then Ellie was like, "You're crazy. That's definitely gonna fit her."
No, this is like Ellie's jacket right here, and it fits me.
Yeah.
So. No, I got her like a denim jacket that I like fit me, and I was like, "This will work. She can just roll the sleeves." I was like, "This works for me too."
I did pretty good on Christmas for Chloe this year. I feel like.
What'd you get her?
I got her like a pendant, a jacket, a shirt, 2 shirts, and a pair of shoes that she'd been wanting.
Okay, the shoes. Okay,
Yeah.
right on.
Cause she always complains that she doesn't have like any like going out shoes, just like Birkenstocks. So I got her like a nice pair of Vans that she wanted.
Hell yeah. No, I'd like randomly remembered while I was out. Oh yeah, she did mention like, I don't have a denim jacket. I need a good, and like, you know, when you like actually happen to remember something that they wanted, and you're like, yes.
She wanted like this crochet thing, and I was like, honestly, I don't know anything about that. You're gonna have to buy that yourself. I was like, I can't get that because I'm gonna buy the wrong thing.
No, yeah. Now I'm back in Asheville. It feels good. I got back last night at like 8:30, and
do you get bummed when you miss like a Sons of Stars show?
dude,
Or is it nice to have like time off sometimes?
It is like initially like it's funny like when I'm in the because this is all right. This is gonna side quest. When you're in the weaves, is it weaves or weeds? Because I've worked in restaurants a long time, and I've like I'm just a funny guy with words. If you know me, you know I'll switch around. Like the first letters, I'll say I need a fresh of breath air.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll do it on accident all the time, and I don't even recognize it, so it's like not even that funny to me because I don't even notice. I mean, it's funny, but
Yeah.
But
weeds. It's in the weeds.
It's in the weeds.
In the weeds. Yep.
Like weed that you smoke.
Yep.
In the weeds.
In the weeds.
So for some reason, I just thought it was weaves. Like you're weaving. And you're just in the weaves. Like
Yeah, okay. I guess you can weave through the weeds though.
So okay, we're weaving and we're weeding. Anyways, when you're in the weeds of the music scene,
Okay.
you're just like busy in any job, but you're like looking at your vacation and you're like, okay, like, or like time off seems like I would love to have 4 days to just sit and do nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
And then like the day that I drove away, like started driving home, I like called Johnny, shout out Johnny, mandolin player in Sons of Stars. And I was like, dude, what am I about to do? Like, I feel kind of anxious. Like I feel like weird. Like I don't know what I'm doing now. Like I'm just gonna go home and like chill with the family. Like he's like, yeah, man. He's like, 'cause you're neck deep in the music scene and you're about to go like sit around. He's like, just go sit back and chill.
It's hard because you're like, is there something I'm supposed to be doing right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and then once you kind of get over that, it's like that feeling of like, oh, I want to play the guitar again. Like,
Yeah.
I always want to play the guitar, but when you're like working.
Do you play it every day, like even just like a few notes here and there, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, when I'm in town and I'm gigging, like there'll be like recently and like normally winter slows down. Luckily it's been one of the busiest winters
Yeah.
I've had. And it's like I've had a lot of rehearsals and stuff in the daytimes. So it's like people think, I'll just go out and gig at night and I'm like doing nothing all day.
Yeah.
It's like I'll like have a rehearsal at 10 a.m. or something with Abby, and like I've been playing with Abby Bryant more recently.
And like her band, Abby Bryant band?
Abby Bryant
Okay.
band. Yeah, we just played a show at French Broad. I played with them and we played with
Natalie Brooke was in that one?
Brooke.
Okay.
It was fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Natalie Brooke, her band's awesome. I know my buddy Luke.
The bass player is sick in that band.
Nestor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sick, dude. So sick.
Yeah, he's gnarly.
They're just a sick unit. And they're all good friends. You can just tell that.
I
like,
met
mesh
Natalie
really well.
and like I was talking about doing an interview with her, and then like I saw her at the show and I was like, after they played, and I was like, actually I want to interview Nestor, and she's like, what's my boyfriend? So like it'll work out perfect.
Yeah, no, they're like they're cool cats.
Yeah.
And they're good people. They're fun.
So how many projects are you in, right? Like Sons of Stars is like your main project, right?
Sons of Stars is my main project.
Okay. But then
And,
like you do the Bazemore and Friends, the Edith's Hideaway.
Bazemore and Friends is like tonight, but that's kind of just an excuse for me to get to like I call it that because I can switch up whoever I want each week.
Is that kind of like a practice for you almost? Just kind of like
No, because they always say don't practice on stage. That's it's a performance.
Yeah.
But it's exploratory. Cause
that's what I meant
fun.
more, like trying new
yeah,
things.
Yeah, trying new things, practicing new things, maybe trying. Yeah, there's
like low pressure,
low pressure. It's almost like a listening room vibe because it's everyone's just like it's a nice Monday early show, and the sound there's it's like such an amazing stage to get to play on a Monday. You just like it's casual. You're so casual for such an amazing stage. So it breeds some really good musical moments.
That one day, all those dudes from
Yonder
walked
up.
up. Yeah,
That was insane.
I think that was the only time I've been to it, and they all walked in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure those are all Yonder dudes. And I'm pretty sure Alex loves Yonder. And then like set break, you're like, dude, all the Yonder guys are here right now.
I was like, okay, so I was on stage that day, and my friend Sunny was there, and she's got her.
I
band.
know Sunny from St. Pete before I moved here.
I know Sunny from Spirit of Suwannee. Like, you went there your first time the past fall for hula.
No, I've been there a bunch for hula.
You went to your first hula.
Yeah.
Sorry. My bad. What did you go there?
No, I've been to hula like 4 times.
Oh.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was your first one. Sorry.
No, the first time going to Dark Star last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Shouts out to Dark Star, by the way.
They're my favorite Grateful Dead cover band. Or not cover band, but because they make it like they're like the real thing, basically.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that. But I see their ticket right here. You've got taped on the table. But you asked about what was the thing you asked? Oh, the
Yonder with Sunny.
Yonder. Oh, they all walked in, man, and I was playing on stage with Sunny and Mark Shimmick and Colby, who's in Coyote Rodeo, was playing bass.
Okay.
It was before because now she's got her Sunnyside String Band with JP Furness and Mark Shimmick and Jackson Weldon and Sunny, and then I'm playing with them down at Spirit of Suwannee. We're going down to play
The Roots one or whatever?
the Spring Fest one.
Spring
in
Fest,
March.
okay.
So
Okay.
that's like a bucket list like dream
I
stage.
think we
for me,
talked
so.
about that in like the first podcast we did like almost probably a year ago to a day at this point.
No, yeah. So that's more on that maybe soon, but because it's still in the works. But I'm really excited about that.
Now, when you're playing just like Bazemore and Friends, we said like low stress, not a lot of pressure. We're going, here comes the crazy dog.
What up, dude?
And you're playing that show that's like low stress, and then these dudes from Yonder walk in. Are you kind of like time to turn it up, or like what's your like kind of reaction when that happens?
Yeah, so that's where it was funny because we were on stage and we were playing, and I was kind of thinking to myself like, who are those guys that just walked in with cases? Because they came in with their instruments.
Yeah.
And I have an open bluegrass jam on Tuesdays at Edda's. And I kind of thought, did they come for do they think this is
Mix
like an
it up.
open jam?
Yeah.
And then I kind of looked at them and they were dressed real nice. And I was like,
I recognize the mandolin player.
yeah. And Nick.
Okay.
That's his name.
I can't remember. I met them that night too, but I can't remember what their names are.
But like, is it bad if I look it up?
I don't think so.
I want to be right. No,
That's why we got to get Chloe out here with the computer, like Jamie from the Joe Rogan Show, and be like, "Hey, pull it up."
Yeah, dude. Nick Piscicini. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick. If you're listening, Nick, I'm sorry.
Piscicini Alfredo.
Bruh, hopefully he's getting a laugh. He's a monster player, dude.
Yeah.
And he and the fiddle player, was it? Ah, man.
He's kind of like he's like a smaller, handsome dude, short hair.
He had like a ponytail.
Okay, no, that's not. Maybe that was Nick that I was thinking of then.
Here, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find this out because we need to know these things.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's yeah. Oh, Coleman.
Coleman.
That's right.
Okay.
Coleman Smith.
Because there was 3 of them that came, right?
No, it was okay. So what happened was here, fresh slate.
Yeah, fresh slate.
So what had happened was, my friend Ashton brought by. She's friends with Nick and Coleman. And
Okay.
So she brought them by, and I was playing with Sonny and Mark and Colby, and I looked out and saw them coming with their cases, and I was like, "Are they here for a jam?" And I kind of recognized Nick, the mandolin player, and Coleman. I think is relatively a little newer on fiddle with Yonder, so I didn't recognize him as much. But I could tell these guys like were heavy, just from how like they looked nice and they had nice cases, and I was like, these guys look like they do
Legit,
business.
yeah.
It was like an old Western shit, and some dudes walk in the bar, and they're like, you're like who is this rider? You know, and I'm pretty sure I heard of him, you know, and it's like when then Ashton came up to me as soon as we took our set break, and she was like, I brought my buddies from Yonder by, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought I saw, and she was like, they want to pick, they want to know if they can pick, and I was like, hell yeah, they can, let's do it. And so we just kind of went outside and got to know each other and went in and picked, and it was really fun.
So does that make you like? So I'm thinking of it of me from like as like a soccer player, right? Like if I'm playing pickup somewhere and I see some guys roll up and they got like nice cleats or they're dressed like they're good players, like I'm gonna want to elevate my game to like, you know, like match what they can do. So does that like the same for you on stage when like you see these guys come in? It's like, oh,
Yeah,
let's
like,
go a little deeper now.
Maybe, I don't know, because it's like that's the balance, because I didn't know when I saw them come in, so I didn't think that way. I just kind of kept up my normal, like, I try to give it my all the time, you know what I mean, as if even if they weren't famous people out there, you know what I mean, like, because you never know who is out there, and that's not even why I do it. It's just like, and I feel like guys like that maybe sometimes can tell when you're trying to like show off for them, and then that almost like takes away from the music. So it's almost like I feel like a bigger show off to just be a good member of the band still.
Yeah, you say like you always like try your hardest, and like I do believe that, but there's definitely times where you have to like try harder, or just kind of like you just go into a show because you booked it already, right? Or am I wrong in thinking that?
Oh, it feels that way for some like headline shows, you know, and like bigger pressure shows, like after parties where you're like the main band or like open. Like there's that pressure of like
that show you guys opened for Magoo, where you're like, hey, we got to be like on it tonight.
Yeah, we only have an hour to deliver. We need to show up and be on it. You know? And I definitely felt that way.
Do you think you're a person that like you thrive under that? Like the more pressure is like the better you are. Or sometimes does it kind of like make you like uncomfortable, the pressure?
I would say I do well under the I do well under the pressure, but I do feel the anxiety at the same time. So it's like, and the more I get older, the more I feel the anxiety, and also that goes into like learning to like cope with like, okay, like I'm feeling a little anxious before the show, like don't have like a shit ton of shots to like cure your anxiety, because then you're like
fall
on stage
flat on your face,
or no, you know, I mean, if you don't have buzz control, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you have too many shots and then you get up there and it's like, you
and
think
that's
it's gonna
never
help
happened
you.
to me, because it's always I've always known, don't do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just like Johnny made a good point one time. He's like, yeah, you know, you'll like, he's like, before the show, he's like, you'll notice your nerves and stuff, but if you use your nerves sometimes into the performance, like usually when you get up on stage and pick a tune, all that goes away.
Yeah.
And then you're just like stoked to be up on stage picking.
Yeah.
And that's how and then it feels like, what a cool environment to be in, a cool room of people that like get what I'm doing, and like, and I'm on top of it. I'm not fucked up, and I'm like, I mean, you know, you have you like maybe you have a little buzz, whatever, you know, or maybe you don't, you know. It's like that doesn't matter. You don't need that to play the music, and that's like something that like I feel like people don't talk about that much. It's like how many musicians are like subtly like just microdosing like every day on a number of substances.
I think like in the 80s and maybe like the 90s, it was like cool to be fucked up and play. And now it's like that's kind of like no one wants to pay money to come to a show and see the band be fucked up and not be playing well, you know?
No. I think like people sometimes will like when they can tell that the band's like really into it and playing really good. And they'll like there's always that like kind of like gossip of, oh man, like did you see his pupils tonight? Like he looked like he was feeling good, you know, like that kind of thing. Whoever it is on stage.
But you can also just get that from like being stoked, like you
just from being stoked on stage. You know, like when it reminds me of being in like high school. Like I had a show when I was 16 because I could drive, but I was a brand new driver, and I had a show with my high school band, the Sound Experiment. Shout out. It was like my first band that we put together with our friends Jeremy and Noah and Timothy and Taylor and Matt and me.
Big band.
Yeah, like Jeremy and Noah were twins who played trumpet and sax, and then Timmy played drums. He eventually started singing actually, and we had a different drummer come in. But anyways, I got off stage with that band one time at this like local little spot on Tybee Island, and my parents were there, and like all the like local, you know, family, friends, and people were there. It was a fun little crowd. And I was really excited, and it was like lit. I was stoked, like you're saying.
Yeah.
And I went up to my parents, and I started talking to them, and they were kind of like looking at me like,
"You been drinking?
Let me look in your eyes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Are you on something?" You know? And I was like,
"It's music.
No, it's music. I'm stoked." I was like, and they were like, "Yeah, your eyes just look kind of like darty." Like I'm like almost like I was like rolling or something.
And I'm like, perform. I'm like,
I just got off stage and like it was like a new thing, and I think it really does come over you like that. And so you really don't.
I do have a question about the Magoo show though, since we were talking about that. Do you guys discuss the like set list before each of you? Because they played like New Country Blues, Swannanoa Tunnel, and Old Slewfoot, which are like all songs that you guys sometimes play. Did you guys like talk about that before? Because what if you come out to open and you rip all those songs and then they're just like, oh fuck,
dude, it happens. I think it happens. Totally happens to people.
Okay,
because I think I've been in a band like Into the Fog, and we've had someone opening, and you hear some of them playing like. You're like, oh, switch that one out.
Okay, so it's just the easy. It's not like that big of a deal.
I think I've never been open for a band where they came up and were like, "This is what we're gonna cover." That hopefully that doesn't get in the way with what you're gonna cover. You know?
Okay.
What I mean?
I didn't know if that was like a talked about thing because like a lot of people, I think about it like Dark Star Jubilee, especially because like everyone wants to play a Grateful Dead song here or there. But if you're a fan, you don't want to hear Fire on the Mountain 4 different times from 4 different bands,
I feel like the Dead stuff maybe might get amongst the bands discussed maybe a little bit.
You guys didn't play like any covers that night, I don't think, though.
Opening for Magoo?
Yeah.
Minimal. We played, and like we were trying to do the kind of, I think you've kind of seen a formula arise where it's like originals mixed with traditional bluegrass, mixed with like a little new grass taken, and then do some jam grass with all of that. It's like, and now I'm like, what can we do different? Because I see everyone doing that, and I'm like, this is happening, and it's sick, and it's such a popular time to be picking and playing bluegrass. Like everyone's doing it, and that's awesome. Like when we opened for Sam Bush, he was telling us this story about. He told us so many stories. That was like one of the coolest things about getting open for him.
Got to get that guy in the podcast.
Dude, yeah, he liked to hold court. He kind of like, we kind of snuck in. We didn't sneak in, but you could see him in like his own like little green room, like which was it was Pisgah. It's just kind of like
that little like hut, not the hut, but like the shack in the back.
Yeah, like a little tiny house vibe kind of thing. And we saw him in there talking to some buddies, just telling a story. So we kind of just came in and listened, and then this was after we'd spoken with him earlier, where he was telling us about, whatever we wanted to know. But, yeah, man, I forget. I got distracted talking about Sam Bush, that dude with his dreamy red hair.
That's okay, because I can go off of that. You guys have changed, kind of, like you said, the formula of Sons of Stars, because I feel like it used to be very cover heavy and like a very similar show each Sunday, Like, we're going to start slow, come out second, set a little faster. You guys have really changed it to incorporate a lot more originals. And, like, it was almost kind of like the same few songs we played in the second set. And now I think you guys are doing a really good job of mixing in new originals and new covers as well.
I think that, like, happens with bands. Like, that's what we were talking about, too, was songs and set lists with Magoo, too. So, like, you brought it back appropriately. But with dead music and like the Dead world, even like going back and listening on re-listen, like I would go and look at shows and see the set list, like try to pick out a show to listen to, and you'd go from like this day to the next day, and you'd look at like a span of 5 days, and their set list would like, they talk about how they they wouldn't write a set, or they would do something different every night. And like even they still had a formula too. If you can see the first like 4 songs, you would, for this one area, you're almost guaranteed to have a Peggy-O.
Yeah.
And like a Looks Like Rain. And they have this like little formula of like, you can see their little things too of they're just enjoying playing that song, so they do it more right then. And I think that like, but we have, just as the more you play as a band and the more you write and the more you discipline yourself, the more your repertoire grows. Yeah. But also just like that repetition amongst repertoire, I think is just, That's a tongue twister.
Repetition among repertoire.
Repetition amongst repertoire is like, it's a sign of like the band evolving and like what they're digging on at that time even, which is kind of cool in a way.
I love the evolution of letting Jason sing the John Hartford songs lately. I've been loving that.
He's made for that.
I love it. Carolina Bound. The first time we did this, the very first interview on the podcast, you and I both had set some goals for 2025, starting the podcast and continuing Sons of Stars. And one of your goals was to release some music on Spotify. You guys did. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
I know. The way that you just read that back to me, though, it was so funny. Like, to me, it felt like it was so good. It was like my inner conscience. Like, you were and you did, and it's
Isn't it funny too? Like,
so I did.
When we did that first interview, like a year ago, I don't know about you, but I was like nervous for it. I was like, I don't know this guy. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And by the end, I think we were good. But like,
always nervous.
It's funny now. We're like friends, just having a chat.
We're just having a chat. No, that makes me think of
Gotta talk closer though.
Gotta talk closer. Yeah, I still don't know how to use a microphone. No, but
we both still need.
Put out some music on Spotify, man. But
it's on the playlist. Go look at the songs of the week playlist.
Now it's like not even cool. That's such a weird thing because it's like, as a new band, you want to put your music on like any platform you can to get everyone listening.
Yeah.
But Spotify is like the worst platform.
Why is that though? Because I've talked to like other bands and they've just been like, we get enough streams, we do get paid. Like we get a 5-figure check from Spotify. So it's like
5-figure check. So they're getting like
10-15 grand from Spotify.
I think the math that I've seen online, like I don't have it off the top of my head, obviously, but it's like there was always the artists are getting, pennies per stream.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to have like, over 500,000 streams to be making near those numbers, I think.
Okay.
And that almost seems right for like subscriber style stuff.
Yeah, that's if you put the part of it aside of like that he's putting the owner of Spotify is like putting money into AI and like that
and war drones and shit like that.
That's a separate thing that I can agree with. But if we're talking about like the streaming payment, like at the end of the day, it is a business and it is a platform. Like they're not going to pay you good money for if you get 5,000 streams,
I know, it's just like such a weird thing. It's like, man, like there's some really intelligent people out there that could talk about this, and I'm not one of them.
Nor am I.
But I have seen some really good things on it. I know that I just care about artists that work hard getting paid.
Absolutely,
and
I
think that the problem is maybe like that the smaller, more independent artists that aren't as big like struggle to get into these playlists or whatever. It's all a hustle, man. Like,
it is weird too because you feel like it feels like say I can put on one song, like I'll put on a Sons of Stars song, and then it'll give me like a Clay Street Unit song or like East Nashgrass, but it's always going to come back to like Mountain Grass Unit or something. Like there's always these few bands that like will always get back into the algorithm, and it's like, are they paying extra money to get that? Or is it known that they're like who's kind of on top, so they're pushing it? Do you know what I mean though? Because like the algorithm doesn't seem to change all that much, no matter where you start a song from.
This is one of those things. Like I feel like such an oldie. Like I feel like someone that needs a manager that's all good at this kind of stuff. Because I'm just writing songs and trying to write songs and play them and get better at my instrument. And it's like I'm not a tech analysis like person, but it's like you have to be all that nowadays. You have to be all those things. You know? And like we've talked about that too. How you have to do everything for yourself. But it's like, or pay someone to do it. It's like,
and it's like the money you're making is going to somebody. You're not even getting it. So.
And it's like, but at some points, it's like I'm almost like out of touch because I do like to disconnect from technology, like to connect to creativity, and like that's none of that world is real. Like that's not going out to a show to see music. That's not like going to have ice cream with your friend, like and but it's cool. I consume it and I love it the same. But it's so trippy because it's like it's this, you know, technological dystopia.
Yeah.
That we're like in. And sometimes I think worrying so much about it takes away, like for me, takes away from what I'm doing, like in real life. And so I try to stay so busy. So I play so many gigs, try to stay so busy, like just doing real world stuff. But then you fall behind on
fake world, money world stuff.
On fake world. And who's to say it's fake world? Because it's real world now. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, so if you listen to the podcast with my...
This is real world, folks.
Yeah, and that's like... My buddy Sam and I were talking about this the other day on the podcast, and it was like, you know, like you can put a dot on this page, right? And like you can see that it's there, but when I close the book, is the dot there? And it's like, we don't know because the book's closed. But
we know because we saw you put the dot on the book before you closed it.
But that just makes it real. So is it real to a blind person who can't see it? It still exists, right?
It's like the old, you know, if a tree falls in the forest and no one sees it, does it make a noise?
Wait, yeah. So it's like, what even is real?
I feel like we've even talked about this before. Are we having now I'm having deja vu.
I don't know if we've talked about it in the pod, but we might have been like behind one road smoking a joint talking about it or something.
What's real, man?
And I agree, like you said, like this is real world, like having conversations with people, and then like when you go to play a show after this, like that's a real thing that's happening that people will feel.
True, and this is real world too, but this is a cool way to bridge real world to the techno world because me and you are getting together to have a conversation about whatever we feel like.
And then blast it into the techno world.
And the intent is to blast it to you guys and on your little television screens in your hand. And like, that's
a crazy thing to think about. Yeah.
We're like, you know, that wasn't the intent. Like, that's like, it's almost like a subconscious thought, but like, that's the actual intent. Let's get together and make something for the podcast.
Yeah.
But like the real intent for me, especially this time, like you were saying, I was just like, I get to go over and like chill with my friend and catch up.
Yeah.
Like this was like a highlight in my schedule of my day. I was like, I got to wake up. Boom. Did that. I was back in town. So had hot tub access again. So where I'm written.
So you a regular in the hot tub?
Well, am I a regular in the hot tub?
Yeah.
I mean, when it's in the cold time. Yeah. Hot tub.
That's nice.
Will get you through. Dude, you drive by and you see all these billboards around Asheville that are like, it's hot tub season. And they're not wrong. But, you know, just make sure not just slip and
no Matthew
trap
Perry's.
yourself under the lid.
No Matthew Perry's.
No Matthew Perry's in the hot tub, folks. No, that was sad. I love Friends. It'd be fun if we were live streaming to the point where we could like be like, "What do you guys think?" And we get like chatter.
There'd be like 3 people watching it.
All 3 friends. What are you gonna ask?
The Led Zeppelin thing. That had to be pretty like special for you.
So special. My mom and dad got to be there too, which was so awesome because they're like the people that got me into music. You know, playing
that was like the first thing we talked about. Is that like Led Zeppelin was kind of your like the first thing that you got into.
I remember, yeah. Old Jimmy Page, he's a wizard. He really is, man. Like getting to learn all that music took a lot of discipline, and it was fun. The biggest thing about
is it hard?
The music, the hardest part was the arrangements because you get to know the music.
And what do you mean? What does that mean?
All right, yeah,
arrangements.
So, like how like Page will have like a song, like they'll have like, you know, the verse, the chorus, the pre-chorus, the second pre-chorus, the bridge, the second bridge, and like the way that they mix all those together.
Okay.
You know, that's the arrangement of a song.
Okay.
So like Kashmir, that song has a crazy kind of arrangement. It's like not a hard song. Page has these weird tunings where like that one's like dadgad. So you tune your low string to D, and then the A string stays the same, and then your D string is D, G, and then you tune the B string to an A, and you tune the low string, the high E string.
So you can just change what a string's note is by tuning it different
knobs. Yeah, so Paige would do these different tunings, and dadgad. Everyone knows that as like a Paige tuning if you say it, but I think it might be like a Celtic-y kind of thing. I don't really know, but he would do that for different things, and he uses it on that tune, and like you learn the tune and the finger stuff. It's like physically not that hard to play, at least that tune, but the arrangement is so long, and so it's like to remember A section, B section, C section. And those are short ways of talking about, instead of saying verse, chorus, you just say A, B, C.
Okay.
And that's referencing like in what order they come about. Like if the first section comes first.
Does it make it harder? Like if you just had to play that one song, Kashmir, that was the one song you had to play, you played it, you're good, it's over. Is that easy? But the fact you have to do it with a whole bunch of different songs and different arrangements, that's what makes it hard?
Yeah, like it wasn't, what made it hard wasn't like, it was like, okay, let's just learn Kashmir and we're going to include that in our set today. It was like, okay, we have Kashmir and then...
This one's in dadgad,
and then
this
we
one's
have,
in mom, dad.
Then we have Rain's song, which is like in a...
I just made a joke, you didn't even hear it. Dude.
Mom gad. Dude, mom gad. No, exactly. Exactly, dude. Mom gad's tricky.
But no, that's what it is like the different arrangements for each song is kind of what makes it hard.
Yeah, I had to have like 4 different guitars on stage. Like I borrowed my buddy Colby's Les Paul too. Shout out Colby for letting me borrow the Les Paul. But yeah, it was just fun to play it though, because it was almost like doing karaoke. That's what I kept describing it to people.
That was the most fun I've like seen you have on stage, I feel like.
Yeah. No,
it seems like you were like almost like method acting.
I was method acting.
Okay.
That's why I was gonna say it was genuine fun, but I was method acting a little bit. Because it's a Zeppelin thing, and we all dressed up with the outfits and everything. And you know, like you got to have your like kind of signature. Like Paige has his signature.
Blew my mind on that Moby Dick, dude.
Dude, Zach's Moby Dick.
That was pause.
Yeah, enough said.
And then even Hannah like singing was sick.
Hannah, that shit's not easy, dude. It's like I was saying, it's almost like it's almost like playing the guitar parts. It's like these songs you love them, or singing. It's like karaoke. It's like you know these parts, but when you get down into it and you learn them, you see these little details that you didn't see were there before, and it makes you appreciate them that much more.
Yeah. And
then you also like, for me at least on the guitar, I would actually like, it was almost like demything some shit where I would like, you know, in your head hearing these songs since I was a kid, they were like the top dog songs. Like as a kid, I would dream of playing them. You're like, how would someone ever submit to themselves to do that? You know? Mm-hmm. And then doing it, you learn it and you're like, oh, it's just like a fancy little blues riff in A. And you're like, oh, Paige is even, and then you think it's even cooler because it's so simple. And I started being able to tease like the Celebration Day lick and like all these other songs I was playing because it's so simple.
Yeah.
You can literally go into tweezer. Like it just lends itself to being jammed on. That was fun to figure out for me.
Hannah Ramsey was perfect for that. She's like, I feel like she's a theater kid at heart, and that was just like perfect for her.
She is.
Yeah, yeah.
I found that out like recently, and I was like, I don't know how I didn't know it. Was it musical? Yeah, musical theater.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about it. Maybe one of the first podcasts when she broke down Gamehenge for me. She talked about how that was for her.
Dude, I wonder what she did for New Year's Eve because she was thinking about maybe going to.
I think she was at Shelby's house.
Oh yeah, I saw her. I saw a video of.
They had all your hats on. They all had your hats on.
Oh,
like all the girls like got hats that like those ones.
I think it's a schmick. It's a stick against me.
Yeah.
It's a thing, but we won't get into that. We won't get into Hatgate.
Hatgate. Maybe next time.
Maybe next.
The Edith's Hideaway thing. Do you know a dude named Tom?
Yes.
Yeah, not just in general, but he goes to Edith's Hideaway.
Am I just being completely unhinged, or is this good? Is this good?
This is. I think this has been our best one yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Tom.
Do you know Tom though? Kind of. He's a younger dude. He's maybe 21. He's from Chicago.
Not as well as I'd like to.
Okay, because I worked at Easy Tiger. It's like a bar downtown for a little while, and he was like telling me that he's like, yeah, I play bluegrass.
Picks guitar.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, I know Tom.
yeah. He's playing all jammed up.
Of course I know Tom.
Yeah,
Duh.
he's cool.
I'm just a ditz. Don't ask me if I know anybody else.
How does that Eat This Hideaway thing go? Like, are you like, we're gonna play? Like, how does that go?
Johnny once told me in an interview to lie to everything they ask you.
So you don't know Tom.
No, I do know Tom. But if you really go back and look at these interviews with cats, dude, you're like, they're lying through their teeth, and it's so funny. Like Bob Dylan, I got a book of quotes from him for Christmas.
This is how I know you're lying though, Tom. You just completely steered us away from that.
Oh no. No, I'm picturing Tom in my head. He's burned into the back of my eyelids. No. No. Great picker. Plays the hell out of some fiddle tunes.
He plays fiddle tunes on guitar?
That's the thing to do.
Oh,
what you
okay.
do. It's really hard. That's what Billy
He's
does.
locked-
Everybody does it. You know?
Okay.
That's what a fiddle when you call a fiddle tune to pick, it's a fiddle tune. You know, like Salt Creek or any of these instrumentals and stuff. A lot of them are fiddle tune written originally, you know, they're you know, to be able to play them on guitar, the voicings are different, which is kind of tricky. That's what makes it kind of like, if you can actually stick to the melody and play the actual melody of the fiddle tune rather than just playing a bunch of like cool fancy licks, you know, that's some cool shit. But dude, Bob Dylan would lie. Like Jason was just talking about Bob Dylan, so it's got me thinking about Bob Dylan. He just said he like jumped trains and joined the circus, like when they asked him like where he was from, to like some of his first interviews, just straight up lying.
Dude, if they get me on a podcast and like I'm trying to make a name for myself, I'm doing the same shit, dude.
I know. It's like at what point do you like just like draw the line of like no one does that now. Everyone's just like, and that's what it's cool. Everyone has like hella wisdom to drop now, which is great. And we all have our own real lives to live, and that's what we all want to tell about, I feel like. But
No one wants wisdom. We want funny stories about getting on trains and being in the circus.
He's like, I used to be a, you know, he literally was like, I was a train. Like, you read the book and it's all.
You kind of sound like him right now.
I was method acting.
Oh, okay. You should have just been an actor, dude.
I just want to be an actor. I actually love films and movies. That's like my second passion. And if I could be an actor.
What's a good movie you've
would
seen
be.
recently?
I've seen a lot of movies recently because I've been sitting around chilling. I
really
watched
close-
Garden of Eden, or no, not Garden of Eden. It's just called Eden, I think.
Okay.
It's based on a true story. It was about this dude and his wife, like during one of the world wars, they go to like the Galapagos Islands and like live off grid. But then a bunch of people start to follow him to like be his, because he become popular kind of, and it gets like it turns into like a madhouse kind of. It's based on a true story.
Are you excited for Billy Week?
I'm super stoked. Billy Week's gonna be awesome.
Are you loaded with shows that week?
I am, but not. Sons is playing at Asheville Music Hall on the 14th, Saturday night.
After?
That's gonna be the one that I'm most stoked for.
Okay. Competing with Sacred Hollow?
Unfortunately, because I'm friends with Alex too.
Yeah. Maybe you guys
That
could
sucks.
sit in together that Sunday. It all
Maybe we
jammed
could
up
pull
though.
the like. What if we did the like Derek Trucks, Billy Strings thing, and like during our set breaks, like got busts to each other's shows?
That would be sick, dude. I'll do it. I'll take you guys.
We
I'll
could make
switch.
we could make. Now we're talking about this an intention to make
Yeah.
a cool thing of it.
Alex is more than likely listening to this too. He likes the podcast. So maybe if he's down, shoot us a text.
Cheers, buddy.
But maybe
he's
you
the
guys
nicest guy, dude.
He's playing you're playing on Sunday all jammed up. He's playing Sunday all jammed up. You guys could sit in.
Oh, of course. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
We haven't had a chance to really get to do that yet because we kind of just like meet. We've always just kind of crossed paths. In the first time I met him was at a fish show.
Okay.
And, I knew who he was from social media
Yeah.
before he had Sacred Hollow, I think, or maybe I didn't know about Sacred. It was like
He was one
like,
of those.
It was almost like 10 years. It was a long time ago. It was and I went up to him and just said, "Hey, man, you're Alex." And he said, "Yeah, man, I'm Alex." And I said, "I'm Alex too." And we just kind of said hello. Oh, thank you.
Chloe would deliver. He's one of those dudes that like. Thank you, Chloe. One of those dudes I met and like instantly I was like, "This guy's my friend." Like he's so cool.
Right away, yeah. He was sitting with some people, and I was like, I actually took some acid that day at night, and I was like kind of nervous before the show. I was like, I think it may be like one of the few times I've done that at Fish, you know. And I was like a big public thing, which isn't like my kind of thing. Doing that in public.
I don't like to do acid like anywhere except for the sanction of my own home.
Have you done it at like a big show though, in like a stadium of people?
I don't know if I've done it at a stadium. Mushrooms for Dead and Co. Both times I saw them, and it wasn't intense once I got to my seat, but like walking like through security and like, cause they like corral you like fucking cows, dude. Like I was like,
dude, I have had some experiences being a cow. Let me tell you,
dude. Chloe and I we went and saw him at Huntsville, and it said that he was gonna come on. It said Billy was gonna come on at 7:30. So we're like, okay. So we took some Molly at like 6:45. Thinking like, oh, it'll hit us like right when he's getting going.
And it hits you in the line.
No, it didn't. We got in the show at like 7. Took it like 6:45. Get into the show. It's like, oh, he's not coming on till 8. So we're just like rolling our face off at like 7:30, just like waiting for something to happen.
Dude, and you know. That's why they say timing is everything. I've just seen people do like, I remember when I'm showing up at Billy and with Jackson and Ellie and our friend, who else was this the other day? I can't remember, but we had a crew. Oh, first time we met Ethan, actually, it was in Greensboro.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
I think I've heard this story.
But, someone miracled us all tickets as soon as we got on lot. And, then we were like, the guy that miracled us was super cool, and he like gave a couple of our friends some doses, and I didn't have one, and I was like, I'm good, you know. I was like kind of being responsible.
Yeah.
Kinda. And anyways, we passed by that dude on the way into the venue, and he's in the line, like t-shirt line, merch line. You always have to wait forever in the merch line to go in, and he's just like. Looks at me, he's like, "Yep, they're about 30 minutes too soon." It's like, and then he ended up being next to me, like in the stands. That's right, because we went and actually found our seats just to see like where they were before we tried to sneak into the pit, and they were next to this guy because he'd given us, you know, the miracles, and so we were next to him and his wife, and he started like talking to me about seeing aliens in the. You know, when you're in the venue, you can like see the little walkways in between. Like, you can see people walking through them. He's like, I could see him like scanning, and he's like, look at the aliens there. And he would kind of say something incoherent, like trippy language. And I'm just like, yeah, buddy.
We're back. Couple beers and you gotta take a piss sometimes. So we were talking about Billy Week, and then one of the shows you're doing for Billy Week is the Jeff Austin tribute band, right?
Jeff Austin Tribute Band, Billy Week, February 13th.
At Pisgah, right?
At Pisgah. It's in the day. It's from like 3 to 6 p.m., I think.
Okay. So my knowledge of Jeff Austin, like, to me, seems like he's a pretty influential dude in, like, the whole Jamgrass thing, right? Like, new grass, I guess, kind of.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
But my knowledge of him is that, like, he was in Yonder, he got kicked out, he did the Jeff Austin band, and then he passed away. Can you kind of give me like a little, just a little in-depth more information about him?
Maybe a little more, like, I don't know. That's a pretty good description other than, you know, like Yonder.
Did he start Yonder? Like, was he like a founding person of Yonder?
You know, it's like, I believe he was. He was one of the OGs, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And for me, like, Yonder, the early era is like my favorite with Jeff, you know, because it's like like, no offense to like anything that's happening now. It's just a different band almost. Because of Jeff.
I like the like two hits, the joint turn brown, steep canyons, sharp turns. Is that it?
Steep grades, sharp curves. I actually found their CD in a Goodwill, And I was like, I've heard of this band. You know, the name was like super familiar.
Yeah.
I was like 20 and I found it and I listened to it and I was like, whoever's singing, he's got this like, and he would like do this crazy shit. And there's and he would come back in. I'm like, this is cool. Like, this is more than just bluegrass. Like, he's like, you could hear the crowd interacting. And I was like, this sounds like really lit and fun. And
do you think you model any of your sound after him at all?
Definitely.
Because I hear it sometimes, yeah.
For sure. I think that in my, like, that was some of the, like, the stuff that got me really playing more bluegrass. Because I was into David Grisman and, you know, the pizza tapes with Tony Rice and all that. And, like, you know, when I got more into all that, it was just, like, it was right when I moved to Asheville. And I just kind of it became more of a soundtrack to my life, sort of, like, those tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And, definitely, like, Jeff, you know, if I'm going to talk about Jeff, it's hard to talk about him because he was such like a special person of like what he brought to the stage. Like, it wasn't just like what he's playing. It was like the performance. Like, you talk about Hannah being a musical theater person. Like, Jeff was musical theater from what I've read online. And it's that that's why I think he was so good at doing some of those things, like almost like speaking in tongue or something, like, and like or like ad-libbing certain words real fast, like, and it was like humorful, but with like a spite of like, or like a sense of like spriteness. Like, I don't know if that's the right word. Like, it was like fairy-like, or it's just like he was like a little Tasmanian devil, you know, full of energy, like crackling with energy.
Was he in any other project other than Yonder and Jeff Lawson Band?
I'm sure. I mean, I know that. I know that. I actually have a funny story about Jeff that Mark Shimmick told me. That because Mark Shimmick used to play in Larry Keel's band back in like 2003 era, and I was actually listening to some re-listen shows, which you can listen to Yonder from that era on. I was listening to a Yonder 2003 show, and you hear him say, "Let's get Larry Keel up and Big Daddy McCurry." And I knew both those dudes from this Bass and Grass Fest that is down in Perry, Georgia. It's super cool. And anyways, and I had gotten to meet them, so I thought, oh, it's crazy, you know. And I didn't know Mark Shimmick at the time, but when I met Mark, he told me I was in Larry's band. I said, oh, cool, you know, back then, so you probably played some with Yonder and stuff. He said, yeah, I remember, you know, hanging around Jeff, and he talked about Jeff saying that, like, Mark was like, yeah, I went around and we were at Suwannee, and we were supposed to play the amphitheater stage at the certain time that I thought was the time, and we were wandering around the lake, and he said, then I realized, like, that the time to play, I heard, like, Larry's voice or something, you know, don't quote me on this quote for quote, you know, this is just the heady telephone line or whatever, the telegraph.
Book
telephone. But he's like, yeah, I heard Larry started to play, and I thought, oh shit, I better run to the stage. And then I heard mandolin. I thought, what the hell? I guess I'm fine. And Jeff had jumped in and played the whole show for him, kind of, because he was.
So he played more than just guitar. He played mandolin too.
Jeff was the mandolin player.
Oh, okay. I thought he played guitar. Okay.
No, Adam plays guitar, and he's still in Yonder.
Okay.
But Jeff, he was like the mandolin. That's why they have a new mandolin player now.
Was he the front man, Jeff? Him
and Adam and Ben all kind of traded frontman stuff. Even Dave, like he would, you know, Dave Johnson now, you know, like they would all take turns being great frontmen. Kind of like what we're starting to do a little more now in Sons too.
Yeah, why do you think that sometimes, I mean, compared to other instruments at least, it's either guitar or mandolin? Because I think of like Mountain Grass Unit, Shadow Grass.
I think they're easier to sing and typically like hold the tune with, like the bass, you know.
Bass and fiddle is pretty hard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more difficult to sing and syncopate the bass line for me because I'm not a bass player.
Yeah. And
it seems like but for, you know, someone that's not a guitar player might say the same thing about guitar, so I don't know. But I think that, you know, it's a really good, you know, a lot of people are the guitarists and mandolin players or, you know, singing the tunes. Maybe it is because they're kind of more of a rhythm section instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was learning this tune today, Knocking on My Door. That I was like learning the old and the way version.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were the ones that wrote it or not, but Peter Rowan might as well have, because the way he sings it is just chef's kiss. He's so good. Like he does this little like yodel on the end of his words that I'm not even gonna try to do right now. But
do you want to know a hot take of mine? I don't think Del McCurry's a good singer.
what, dude? What?
I think his voice is kind of like bothersome at times.
That's a really hot take. Like you just can't. You just like slid in and robbed my grocery store.
I've listened to Del McCurry and like it's not that I don't like it, but I don't think it's good. If that like makes sense.
I don't know, man. It's like someone recently. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just aren't listening to the right tapes.
It's like really high. I feel like.
Yeah, like that high lonesome.
But I like John. I feel like John Hartford has some high songs, and I like that.
His voice is different though. It's like Have you do you like Bill Monroe? Do you listen to much of that stuff?
I haven't listened to probably as much as I should, but I listened to some, and like I've never thought anything
Peter
about his
Rowan,
singing.
like Peter Rowan's got a real high voice, but he bounces them. Do you listen to much of him much?
Not really. One time Peter Rowan's management reached out to me for an interview, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And they never answered my initial email. They reached out to me, I emailed them back, never emailed me back.
Dude, that checks out. I've always heard of. I've never gotten a chance to meet him, but I've always heard of Peter being like a super cool guy, and,
Really?
and he seems like it. Like, but but back to learning that tune is he sings this high little lonesome part, and I'm like, I just was learning to hit that little spot, and I'm like, the dude can just, and it was like you realize like these tunes, he never takes a guitar ripping solo. He does like a little lead in break, but there's like mainly fiddle breaks and banjo maybe,
Yeah.
and then he's strumming. So I think it's mainly that too, is that these songs used to focus more on the vocals more than like taking lead breaks.
Yeah.
Because now we're all in like, let's do some sick lead breaks, like let's everybody be in Newgrass Revival, which is sick. Because I'm all for that. I love that shit. And that's what I'm cutting my teeth on. But it's like now I'm starting to get more into the also like cutting my teeth on the instrumental stuff, but the singing of these songs and like the little vocal inflections and stuff. It's like the more you learn, like I was saying with the fiddle tunes too, being able to play a fiddle tune but play the actual melody, not just play the chords and then play like whatever solo you want over it. It's cool. There's a lot of respect in this music to pay forward of the music.
Yeah, is there
If
anyone?
that makes sense? I don't know.
Yeah, it does. And we're talking about like Peter Rowan, Jeff Austin, these guys that have been around for a long time. Is there anyone right now that you're listening to that like is like of this era that like you're trying to like emulate anything they're doing, or like you're getting inspiration from anything they're doing? And maybe specifically outside of the bluegrass world, because I know it's easy to say like Billy or something.
Dude,
but, like,
I've been like, I don't know if I get inspiration. I just like, I like need to listen to music that's not bluegrass. And
yeah. So like, what is that?
I've been listening to this chick, Maddie J.
Okay.
Maddiej, like Jay. And she's from Canada, but she lives in LA now. But she's like a Berkeley student, because I like researched her a little bit, because she's kind of like got this like indie lo-fi pop sound. I don't really know how to describe it. It's really pleasing to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Some pop music and stuff, like I try to listen to a lot of it, and like a lot of it, I end up being like.
Do you know Olivia Dean?
No.
She's like a new pop person, I guess, and she came on my Spotify the other day, and a couple of her songs came on. And I was like, I actually really like this.
Yeah. No. Exactly. I don't remember how I found her. I think she like showed up on my Instagram one day, like, and I was like,
Did she play keys, piano?
she
Berkeley?
does. She does. She does a lot of sampling of like her own synth loop stuff. She plays keys. She plays bass. She played a lot of bass in other people's bands. Like, look her up. Like, if you can. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
look
I
up
can.
people.
Maddie J.
But
There's this chick I saw that plays the keys from Berkeley, and she's gnarly.
she's not like one of those
That's not
like.
her.
I mean, I don't know. She could be. She might rip out a Lingus Snarky Puppy solo, but she's more of like this. Like she's got super cool layering of the tunes. They have really cool. Yeah, that new album that she just put out, the whole album is good. I would say listen to that.
Okay.
Like the blue covered one.
Okay. I wonder if it'll play it out loud.
Or if it'll interrupt us. I wonder. Might not, since you're using external audio or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll dig on it later. You gotta like listen to it with headphones or like a sick system though, because
Okay.
it's that kind of music that just surrounds you kind of. But for me, it helps me escape and like actually like I've actually gotten back into like what maybe other people use music for, instead
Okay.
of like looking at music as an intellectual, or like always trying to be better at it, like from a performer or musician. It's like when I listen to her music, like it helps me like tap out and relax. And I'm like, I even thought, I was like, is this what other people experience when they listen to like me play music? Like, are they relaxing and not thinking?
Yeah, that's a question I have for you. So, like, I imagine when you started doing music, it was like a creative outlet for you, right? Just like a way to express yourself, to try to learn something new. And now, like, this far into your career, when you're trying to get better and like to keep doing music, is it still that same creative outlet, or is it more like I'm doing this to further my career? Or like, does that make sense what I'm asking? Like, has your idea of approaching music changed at all?
I would say that deep down, no, it hasn't. Like, I'm still that little kid that wants to make music. But the way that you have to approach it has changed. Like I was saying, like with social media, or like what we were first talking about at the beginning, like all the stats and the algorithms and all that stuff.
And you pay attention to that stuff, like you.
I try to, but I'm not good at it because it's like I see
But that's
that.
probably better, right? Than like being wrapped up in like how many streams did I get today? Like how many? Like that's probably better for like your creative side of it.
To not be wrapped up in it.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, totally. But so that's, I think that if I just there's quotes on this I think about like, I don't know any of them off the top of my head. But about like burying yourself in your work and then things might happen around you.
Yeah.
Like, bury yourself in your work. But then like we're all burying ourselves in our work. Like life is hard, man. The world is crazy.
We just want to
Like,
play. We just want to.
I just want to play and have fun.
Yeah.
And like the more I do that, the better my music is.
Mm-hmm.
And also like the harder time I'm going through in my personal life, like whatever it is, like sometimes like it's weird. It's like you don't want to go through suffering to make good art because that's like the old cliche. Like
Yeah.
everyone thinks that you have to do that. And I've actually read this book that's like about unlocking your creativity and stuff, and it was a friend gifted it to me, my friend Caroline, and it was like something magic, creative magic. I can't remember the name of it, but I read it quite often whenever I'm taking a shit. But it's got good little chapters on thought process about this kind of thing and creativity, and just like you can go any direction with it, and everybody's creative, and anyone is, like in anything we do. And like I think the hustle of once you start being a creative for a living starts to kill that for you a little. And you're kind of like, damn, like I'll get home and like my girlfriend will be like, play a song with me, and I'm like, that is like the last thing I want to do right now. And then I'm like, I sit and think like, why is that? And it's like, it's not how I feel right now because I've just been away for 2 weeks from really playing like all the time.
Yeah.
And so like I remember me and Ellie literally played for like her grandma's birthday party, and like had like 4 or 5 people listening to us that were attentively listening.
And that was probably a blast.
And for me, I felt like that spark back inside myself, where I was like, it felt like, oh yeah, that's what I've been missing the past like couple days. Is like this is performing, is like or playing. And Jerry talks about that too, saying like that he's like, yeah man, if I don't play for a couple of days or something, I start feeling weird, really weird. It's like,
yeah. Well, man, we're coming close
That was
up.
terrible, Jerry.
I wasn't going to say it. You did so good with the Bob Dylan one, but I wasn't going to say it. We're coming up on our time here. Don't want to make you late to your gig.
Dude, I'm trying to be late to my gig. Just kidding.
But last year, you set a couple goals here on the podcast. We're back here again.
Shit, is it goal time? I haven't even had this talk
give
with
me
myself yet, y'all.
Give me something that people can look forward to from Alex Bazemore this year in 2026.
Something people can look forward to from Alex Bazemore more in 2026 is maybe more of an insight into my life and less of a... I think we're all trying to present the best version of ourselves, especially with social media, culture. It's like... But I'm just trying to like not give a fuck and just like
How are you gonna do that? You can do it through your songs. You do it through social media. Like how are you gonna
maybe
do
all like all of it? Like
Okay.
maybe like post. Maybe I'll like obviously people connect through social media these
Yeah.
days, so you
Dude,
have to share it on there to connect to the most people. So yeah, that and in real life and all the above. I'm gonna just try to transfer the way I'm being in real life and like my flaws and me messing up to social media.
Yeah, I put up a video of me juggling yesterday.
Yeah, like I posted a video today of me trying to learn that Peter Rowan voice yodel, and I was like, I was totally spazzing out. And
People
it's
like that though. Like they like because the reason anyone's following you, like other than not your friends, like you know what I'm saying, like
yeah,
obviously,
all you randos out there.
but the randos who follow you, they follow you because they want to like feel like they get to know you, right? So when you do stuff that makes you seem like a person, it makes them like you more.
Totally, and I think that we're all scared to do that, and
Yeah.
that we all want to seem perfect, and we all want to like. There's this pressure to do that, and then you see people doing that, and they show themselves, and even that's perfect, and you're like, well, even if I go into like, what if I start trying to be vulnerable? Oh, that looks even dumb in itself, and it's like. It almost takes you having to see someone else doing it on an even lower level to be like, well, I can do it too. And then you're like, well, I can't even do it. It's like the cycle will continue downward until you pull your shit out of it, I think. So it's like,
Well, if
that's
you ever
for me is to
feel
pull
like
myself into an upward spiral and get out of this,
algorithm.
or get out of the, I don't know, the shit holding me back, holding all of us back. Like fucking 2025 is gone. Time to leave behind the stuff that's like not serving us or like holding us from these. You know, everything just gets like crowded in your shit, and you can't like, you just like want a clean slate to like focus on your tasks. Maybe it's like the undiagnosed ADHD in me, but it's like maybe the new year I feel like I can like get some of my adult life shit done, like get a new fucking like get my traffic ticket dismissed in a couple months that I've been continuing forever. Like, get my North Carolina driver's license since I've lived here for like 6
Florida,
years.
baby.
Like, we can do better than that.
That was terrible.
All that real world shit. Like, I always do my taxes.
But then, like I said, what's real? Is the dot real?
The dot's real, baby. But
Is
it's
it?
like,
Is
what
it?
if you burn the page? Is the dot
Was
real?
the dot
then?
even real ever?
It's like if you have a social security card and you burn it, are you real? I think so. That kid in that movie did it.
Eden? What movie?
I almost said Walk Hard. The Dewey Cox story. No, the one with the kid that goes and lives off grid.
All right, Alex, anything you want to plug before we wrap it up, man?
Plug you, dude, man. You've been killing it, man. Looking forward to all you put out this next year because it's been fun listening this year. You've had so many awesome people on here.
Thanks, brother.
And you're pretty cool yourself.
You just got jammed.
And we're back.
We're back.
Fun one again.
And
we stayed sober. The last one we did, just me and him, we were pretty drunk.
These two boys, I think you each drank a bottle of champagne each. Was that it? Mm-hmm. We have pretty deep wine glasses, and so one wine glass is half a bottle of champagne, and we didn't take that into consideration.
If you go back to episode, what was that, 25? I think.
Yeah.
If you go back to episode 25 and watch it on YouTube, you can see me make Alex mimosa. You can see his face like, oh no.
The funny thing is he usually has shows after we do.
He did have a
these
show
two.
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have a show
I
that
think
day.
we went to it, and he was like, "Brother."
That was a good one.
Fucked. That is so funny. Yeah,
I had a few
always
drinks
love
the other
getting
night and woke up the next day like not necessarily hungover. I mean, I didn't drink a lot, but I just woke up and I was like, I don't really.
Don't really need this. Don't
Yeah,
really
I was
love
just like,
this.
because I feel like I used to do it to like kind of be more social,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm just like, I guess more comfortable in who I am.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, this doesn't really seem to do as. Don't get me wrong, I love a beer every now and then,
Yeah.
and I probably will have a couple beers here and there, but like getting drunk, just like,
I think realistically too, we have more meaningful relationships, so we don't need to like put on a bit of a mask
I see what you
around
mean.
the people that we hang out with. Because I feel like that was my thing with drinking too. Is like I'm a very anxious person socially, and I know you're always like, no, you're not. I get very anxious in social situations, and so that's kind of like an easy cover.
Yeah.
I can make some people laugh. I think I can be kind of funny sometimes, and you get me a little drunk, I think I'm hilarious. So I am. I'm very funny. People say so. So I get what you mean. I had a few drinks that night too, and I also had a few drinks and then a couple other extracurriculars, and I just went home super anxious.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. So
You said you had
learned
a few
something new.
topics for us today, though,
Oh
right?
yeah, I jumped the gun earlier in the episode. I do have a couple topics. As soon as I heard the start of New Year something, I was like, oh, I have one. So Dogs in a Pile, their New Year's Eve show, they debuted 7 new songs.
Yeah.
Boys, give me an album right now.
See,
You
so
gotta be close.
They just released an album.
Yeah.
And then 7 new debuts. That's a lot.
Was it an album they released or was it like a live show?
It was an
they
album.
released? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rats.
Asteroid, I think. Destroyed, something like that.
Destroyed sounds
Destroyed,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think 116 Days is on. People on the podcast are probably sick of me talking about
We
that
love
song.
this song.
But like that song, I don't think was on the new album. So maybe they have another one like on the back burner. I think 2026 could be the year of the dogs.
It's gonna be the year of the dogs for us. We already have 3 days in a row on the calendar. For
I think
us to see them.
2025 was the year of Cosmic Country. I mean,
Uh-huh.
they did the Ryman. They were at every festival.
They showed out at Halloween.
Yeah, I
we
think-
traveled for them multiple times.
And I think that like 2026 could be the year of the
Dude,
dogs.
Put us in the dog pound.
It's the year of the horse. It's the year of the horse by the Chinese New Year. So congratulations to
Mustang
for
and
getting-
Bronco. Oh, Mustang, you got engaged.
Yeah, Mustang got engaged.
Oh, Bronco is a horse, isn't it?
Mhm.
Like a bucking Bronco. But
Grace,
yeah,
that's his
Mustang.
fiance's name, right? Shouts out Mustang and Grace.
Is it Grace?
I think so.
I am so excited for you guys. How lovely.
Yeah, it's nice.
A little New Year's engagement. That's beautiful. I thought you were gonna relate that to Dogs in a Pile, and I was like, those two animals aren't the same.
But yeah, I mean, and we're gonna see them 3 nights in a row in March. Hopefully, interview a couple of those guys, finish the band.
Yeah.
But
I would like to, honestly, Sam was maybe one of my favorites. I would like to get Sam back on.
okay, we can make that happen.
I also really am excited to interview Jeremy. I
Same,
think he's
yeah.
so sick. I think he's one of my favorite keyboard players out
Did
at the
you
moment.
listen to the dog show yet?
What one?
The one on New Year's where they debuted all those songs.
No, I didn't. I took a screenshot of the set list, but no, I haven't gone back. Is it on Nugs? Oh, we lost Nugs.
We lost
It's
Nugs,
on
but
Bandcamp.
they put all their stuff on Bandcamp. So if you have a Nugs login, want to give it to us, hit me up.
Well, shit, I got all day tomorrow to do absolutely nothing. I don't plan to leave the
We
couch.
could save it
so-
for our drive on Saturday.
I love that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this weekend we're having a little cabin getaway. Just the two of us. Well,
And
and
kid.
Liam. Look at this little. Yes, you do.
And
This
you.
little rascal. We need to clip his dew claws. I've noticed. I'm excited for Year of the Dogs. They always
Yeah.
get me excited. They're always a good party. And then another thing I saw was that Widespread is doing 3 nights in Vegas.
Where in Vegas?
Do you know that could be the rowdiest little weekend for the fellas, you and I? Let me take a peek.
Is there like, I think there's like it's not the Brooklyn Bowl, or maybe it is the Brooklyn Bowl, but they have some kind of venue like there down there, I think.
Widespread Panic. The theater at Virgin Hotels, Las Vegas.
Damn,
like,
so it's going to be in a casino hotel?
dude, man, they got a little roulette table and some
Nice.
chips on the May 8th, 9th, and 10th. I just think that's got to be, if you want to have some widespread sex, that's going to be the next place to do it.
Yeah.
You missed New Year's, now's your opportunity.
Or
Get
if
to
you're
Vegas.
those people, double down.
Double
run it back.
down. Yeah.
You're the
Try
dog.
Molly
You're
next
the
time.
dog.
It is scare the dog for them.
I want to shout out, or not shout out, but talk about Mike Gordon, bass player from Fish, is coming to Asheville. Does he have a band? Is it just going to be him up there ripping a solo bass show?
Is it like a accumulation of people that he's like, just play with me?
Yeah,
Because everyone's going to be wanting to play with him.
I think we'll try to go to that, right? I'd like to go to that.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
And then we'd have seen like,
You said at Orange Peel?
and then we'd have seen half of the band Fish, but not Fish.
Who else have we seen?
Trey,
Where did we see Trey?
and stuff. Oh yeah, I guess I haven't seen it with you, have I? Trey Anastasio band. I think they were at Halloween the first year we went together.
They same year as Les Claypool.
I think so.
Guys, when Les Claypool played, I had to walk away from the entire area. They were so dark and scary to me.
I love it. I wonder if it was the same year, because I mean, I guess they're still a man short for
What was that,
Oysterhead, but
23?
I feel like Trey Anastasio band has played there twice. Dude, I was telling Alex in the interview that we need to get you like a setup so you can be like Jamie during the interviews and be like, Chloe, look it up, like
Shout out
from
to
Joe
the Wolf
Rogan.
Kids. They were the first. Oh yeah, they were there. Trey Anastasio. So why don't I remember
Can
that?
I see it?
Why
Was that the
don't I
first year we
remember that?
went?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
J-Rod. I remember J-Rod.
And Les Claypool.
And Les Claypool, because I had to walk away from them. Dispatch was there. I
was
didn't
there?
know that. I feel like I remember that.
I
Was
feel like they
them.
got canceled. Like they ended up not going or something.
Dispatch. I think Rainbow Kitten Surprise was supposed to go. I think
That
they
was
were
them
there,
right
yeah,
there,
and they
yeah.
dropped out too.
Kitchen Dwellers, Kyle Hollingsworth band, Les Special. It's funny looking back at old festivals that
Lineups
you
and
went
being
at, and
like,
it's like, damn, I miss them.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even know those names.
John Stickley Trio, Steel and Peaches. Yeah, we goofed.
We didn't know. We didn't goof for our time. That was a really.
That was a
first
good one.
Halloween was very fun.
This is the first one that you went to, right? E-Prom
Yeah.
was there. Nice. Pretty
was it.
Lights. John Summit, we didn't go to that.
No, we did go to Pretty Lights though. I think they did 2 sets and they were really fucking sick.
We didn't go to the
Wow.
second night because they were late night Sunday and we went home.
This is hard to read. Manic Focus.
When do you think the lineup's going to come out this year for Halloween?
I
Because it
feel
didn't
like it
come out until
usually
like
comes out in,
April
like,
last
June.
year. It came out April 1st last year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the year before it was June.
I feel like it was mad early the year before. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. I'm really bad when it comes to concepts of time
Yeah.
and distance, age, weight, height, space.
Do you have anything else?
Mm,
Because I kind of got to poop.
okay, that's fair. We can finish because I want another sip of my Sprite and I don't know where it is.
It's over there. Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. We are going to be out of town this weekend doing our own thing. You know, a lot of our trips and stuff revolve around like family or friends, weddings or music or podcast. And so for Christmas, we got each other just a nice little cabin in the woods.
Yeah, so we may not be as active on socials, but
We'll be there in spirit.
we'll be there. We'll always get back to you. We
And-
won't leave you hanging.
And don't worry, we won't be here, but there's going to be an episode Monday. Don't you worry about that.
Don't you worry. You didn't even need to fret.
Because we don't miss episodes around here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. And remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Well, all jammed up, hey, that's where it's going down. Best damn pot in this old Asheville town. More than enough old stories to go around. And I'm all jammed up right now. Yes, I'm all jammed up right now.